There is a hidden story to persecution, but it takes years to see it. It took me many, many years of serving the persecuted before I understood persecution on a deeper level. I used to think, I think most people think persecution is when a pastor or a Christian gets arrested and thrown in prison and tortured, and that's persecution, which is definitely the case. But persecution is much deeper. Like I said, there's a hidden story to it, and there's a reason it goes on, generation after generation, and that's what I want to unpack today. And I'm going to do it through telling you a story, and this is a real story. This is a case that happened this year, and this happened to a family in the Middle East. It starts with Nazir. Nazir has supported his family, and he gets into a health crisis, and he can no longer work. And so then the mother and daughter, which is Hoda and Manda, step up to the plate, and they say, we're going to rescue the family. And lo and behold, they get jobs, and they get decent jobs, which is a tremendous blessing to begin with, because, again, they are Christians in the Middle East and in a very fundamentalist society. So the only problem is they get jobs, but it is a Muslim company, and they are the only Christians at this company. And so what starts as so normal, they start getting a lot of harassment, especially the mothers, to convert to Islam. And it ratchets up and up to the point that it gets very serious, and they even start physically assaulting her. Well, in the end, she and her daughter are not going to convert. They're not being obstinate. They're just like, hey, we are Christians. We're not going to convert. And so then they were fired. Well, to understand persecution, think of the Old South. The Old South, it was racism, but it's persecution. It's human oppression. So here's how it works. So first of all, Christians are segregated, and that's not exclusively true in the country that Hoda and Manda live in, but it's largely true. So there's segregation, and then there's an educational component. So the Christians get a terrible education, and you can't really escape through getting more education, and scholarships are not going to the Christians. And then you have job discrimination, which was very key to this case, right? And then you have lack of access to capital. So they can't just break out. They can't start a business and get wealthy that way, or even get a means to support themselves. Listen, when they got thrown out of their job, that's when we discovered them, and we interview them. We always kind of delve into a case, and we want to say, is this a real case? Is it persecution? Can we help? Can these people help themselves? And all of those things we look at. Well, we find out that Hoda and Manda know how to take cotton and turn it into linen, which is a much more expensive finished product. It's a beautiful fabric and prized. And so they know how to do this. And what they were lacking was at the capital to start a business like this. And so we provided funds so they could get inventory and the raw materials and some other things where they could start turning this cotton into linen. And when we did that, they were off to the races. And they really, with a little bit of help, they are rescued now, and they're in good shape. And I have to tell you Hoda's comments. Let me read this to you. She said, "What happened to me with this project is a true miracle. I never imagined that I would get any help. God is still doing miracles. I thank God for everything He has given me, and I thank ICC and the Christians that helped me. The Lord bless you." You know, there's a hidden story to persecution, but there's also a hidden hand waiting to rescue the persecuted. And our God is very interested in rescuing and renewal and regeneration. This is His heartbeat. He loves doing this, and so we love to partner with Him. And those things happened in Hoda and Manda's case, and they happened because you decided to be the hands and feet of God, and to say yes to Him for His heart, for the oppressed, and for your brother and sister. So for that, I just want to say thank you, and God bless you. Thank you for caring for your persecuted brother and sister.